Every so often, an artist defies time, expectation, and even logic. Danny Brown, now 44, has done just that. In an industry obsessed with youth, trends, and fleeting hype, he stands as a living contradiction, a late bloomer who somehow still sounds like the future. His new album, Stardust, isn't just a collection of songs. It's a statement, an audacious display of artistic evolution and emotional clarity. Nearly 2 years since the deeply introspective Quaranta, Brown has re-emerged, cleaner, sharper, and more inventive than ever. Sobriety hasn't dulled his creative edge. If anything, it's amplified it. His mind, once fueled by chaos, now channels that same wild energy into precision and purpose. The result? A Technicolor return to form that redefines what maturity in hip-hop can look and sound like in 2025. To understand Stardust, you have to remember where Brown came from. For years, his name was synonymous with unpredictability, the party crasher MC, whose voice could flip from manic highs to low, guttural growls in the same verse. Albums like XXX and Old turned that chaos into art, painting a portrait of addiction, fame, and identity with both humor and heartbreak. Then came Quaranta, a sobering meditation on recovery and regret. But Stardust feels different. This is the sound of survival turned into celebration, not a victory lap, but a rebirth. Brown sounds freer, more grounded, yet still entirely unpredictable. He's cleaned up, but he hasn't calmed down. Instead, he's turned discipline into dynamite, crafting songs that explode with color and texture without losing their emotional center. The album opens with Book of Daniel, a reflective yet cinematic track that sets the tone for what follows. Over shimmering guitars and slow-building symphonics, Brown recounts how far he's come since his most self-destructive days. There's humility in his voice, but also triumph, a man confronting his past without fear of it. Then comes What You See, one of the most revealing songs he's ever written. He raps about heartbreak, guilt, and redemption, but beneath it all lies gratitude. Gratitude for love, for life, and for the people who didn't give up on him. I gotta stay disciplined, can't mess this up, he declares, his words as sharp as confession. It's a startling moment of emotional honesty from an artist once defined by irreverence. And yet, it feels completely authentic, like Brown finally letting his guard down without losing his edge. That honesty carries into the album's emotional centerpiece, Right from Wrong, and The End. On the latter, Brown delivers perhaps his most vulnerable line to date. I'm my own worst enemy. The biggest problem was me. It's the kind of self-awareness that few rappers reach, especially those whose careers were once built on chaos. But Brown isn't here to wallow. He's here to rebuild. The final track, All For You, feels like the sunrise after a long night, a lush, hopeful closer that merges electronic bliss with heartfelt sincerity. Featuring Jane Remover, the song blends pop, hyper-electronic soundscapes, and hip-hop emotion in a way that feels transcendent. It's reminiscent of Charli XCX's most heartfelt tracks, but still distinctly Brown, witty, weird, and unafraid of feeling something real. While Stardust does explore vulnerability, it's far from mellow. The album bursts with sonic experimentation, leaping from drum and bass to hyperpop to digital punk energy with unrelenting force. Songs like Lift You Up and Flowers are drenched in adrenaline, designed to make bodies move as much as minds think. Copycats traveling at near breakneck speed contrasts with the raw aggression of 1999, which features distorted screams from John Naskis and Baby, whose rhythm fires like an automatic weapon. Together, they create a kinetic, chaotic energy that feels like an arcade on fire, relentless, noisy, and intoxicating. It's music that demands participation, not just listening. Even when the melodies veer into madness, Brown's charisma keeps it cohesive. This isn't chaos for chaos's sake. It's chaos with craftsmanship. And yet, Stardust isn't just about Danny Brown. It's about collaboration, about legacy meeting youth. Across 14 tracks, Brown features 11 different artists, most of them younger, experimental voices from the underground. This willingness to share the spotlight, to learn and evolve alongside a new generation speaks volumes. It's not nostalgia, it's mentorship through art. The only real misstep, surprisingly, comes on Green Light, featuring Frost Children. Despite their chemistry on previous collaborations, this one misses the spark, a reminder that even risk-takers have off days. But elsewhere, Brown's collaborations shine. He doesn't just rap with these artists, he meets them halfway, blending his eccentricity with their fresh perspectives. It's a rare humility for a rapper of his stature, and a sign of genuine artistic curiosity. If there's a single track that defines this era of Danny Brown, it's Starburst. The lead single is an all-out sonic assault, a dizzying collision of screeching synths, erratic drum patterns, and unfiltered bravado. It's a track that reminds listeners why Brown remains untouchable when it comes to raw energy and innovation. In many ways, Starburst acts as both a summary and a declaration. This is who Danny Brown is now, fearless, focused, and still having more fun than anyone else in the room. Even as the album dips into abstract experimentation, there's a surprising cohesion to it all. The frenzied crescendo of one LVLIFIE and the tinny bounce of whatever the case may not translate perfectly through headphones, but they're tailor-made for live performances. This is music meant to be felt, not analyzed to death. What makes Stardust so captivating is its refusal to be boxed in. It's not a masterpiece in the traditional sense. It's messy, unpredictable, and sometimes exhausting. But that's exactly what gives it life. Brown isn't trying to sound polished or perfect. He's chasing excitement, chasing freedom. The production is dense, distorted, and often overwhelming, but it mirrors his creative spirit, restless, daring, alive. Beneath the noise, though, is a powerful message. Reinvention is possible at any stage. Sobriety hasn't made Brown safer, it's made him braver. He's not imitating his younger self, he's expanding on him, proving that maturity doesn't mean monotony. Stardust may not aim for perfection, but it lands somewhere far more valuable: authenticity. As the final notes fade, what remains is the portrait of an artist who has outlasted his own chaos. Danny Brown's Stardust is more than an album. It's a testament to endurance, evolution, and the strange beauty of second chances. At 44, he's not chasing relevance, he's redefining it. While many of his peers retreat into nostalgia, Brown continues to look forward, experimenting fearlessly, collaborating generously, and living more fully than ever before. He sounds rejuvenated, confident, and above all, free. In an industry where youth fades fast, Stardust glows with the rare light of an artist who has learned to survive his own brilliance and still dares to shine brighter.